Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of
Release 5
Denver,
pulses of void
Colorado.
energy over 10
Today, it's a
seconds that
matchup
extends
in
and
the AFC
incapacitates
West
enemies
between
within
the
a
Oakland
15-meter
Raiders and the Denver
basically what it does is, you know, Vabon's ability where he throws that ball and it makes that little ring and then everything like moves up? Yeah, that's what it is.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On first down,
Hey, live.
Carr. Over the middle, it's Holmes.
Want to do a,
and they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
That is incomplete. The big tight end, Clive Walford, the intended target. And it's second down. Offensive starters now. Charles, what about Latavius Murray?
You know how you and I talk about players under the radar sometimes? Latavius Murray definitely qualifies as one of those players. And then you look up, and he's pressing 1,000 yards every year.
Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game. And you know you can create those great mismatches. Throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
oh wait, actually I have a question for you, Live. What you said you had Volt thing? Which relic type is the Volt relic that you had?
It's a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Because I'll change it if
They go back to Murray on first down. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. And a look now at how the Broncos line up defensively.
Von Miller is so good that he doesn't even need a nickname. His ability to bend and dip on the pass rush, unequaled in this league.
Here's Carr.
You should put them on Radiant since you have so much refinement.
And that'll make it third down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Oh, it doesn't. You can't use it for anything other than that, I don't think.
The hit, but incomplete.
Yeah.
From midfield, here's Carr.
Might as well do it for the Volt ones, considering I'm pretty sure.
It's Chris Harris with a pick, and they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter.
I'm sorry about that.
First interception throw.
I thought I would come back in time, but then I had to clean up.
After the interception, here's Simeon. And this one complete to Virgil Green. 20 yards on the pickup there. And it'll give the Broncos a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be.
Then I guess that means we should do a survival then.
That's really good for the game of football.
Yeah, I chose survival so that way we could get more relics.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second and 10, Simeon again. Screen play, Anderson. Nothing on the
baby
screen
powder
that
gamer.
time. Now it's third
Perfect,
down.
man.
And we take a look now at the defense for the Raiders.
Dan Williams might as well change his name officially to Big Dan Williams. A monster in the middle, holds down the run game against any team.
Throwing on third down.
Because you lock all the windows and you're underneath the blanket.
And driven into the turf. Khalil Mack in there to get him for loss of 9.
I don't know, I just said what I was doing. I lost all the windows, and I'm underneath the blanket.
So on 4th
Nope,
down, on
I'm
comes
cold.
Brandon McManus and the field goal unit for the Broncos. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down the middle. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-0. So the opening drive for them here on their home turf results in a field goal.
Now that's the way you want to get things started. Your stadium, your crowd, you've got the ball, put points on the board first, and let everyone start to celebrate.
And with the new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. The Raiders
I got
offense now
bounces.
making their way back out onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. Backing up, looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd. Carr. He's going to let it go again. They've got his man complete. Past the 20. And all the way in.
I kind of like my passes.
Oakland.
I get stronger with more allies that are around me.
89 yards. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that.
Hello?
And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They come out here in the eye. They run it again with Anderson. And some room to work. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency.
Run.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
Should we do a vault run after this?
Inside the 25. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 38 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And the D looking like they may blitz.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. C.J. Anderson, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
It helps was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Okay.
And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
Hey, I gotta go.
In terms of mindset, because they scored the last time,
So,
not quite as worried
good thing my mom literally came just now.
Now their confidence is a little bit higher.
Oh snap, I already have most of these.
Going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent.
I gotta go,
you
so.
gotta set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, run, pass. Defense on their toes.
Sorry, I thought I could play a little bit longer, but it's like the movie just stopped.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
It seemed like the situation was second and a mile to go for a first down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a third down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Simeon completes it to Norwood.
What?
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before
wasn't I supposed to check this live?
in the red
Something.
zone this time.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway.
Here, I'll do it. I can do it right now.
I bet the defense is going
Once
to
we get
remember
the
this
check.
one, right? They kind of rub their nose in it. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
I can do it right now.
And that is
After
caught.
elimination.
Touchdown, Denver. Virgil Green, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the
No,
Broncos
I'm
will
still
extend
killing
the
everything.
lead.
I'm gonna get
And he's a
10 what's it called,
He's more
and
than
hopefully
that.
that'll make it so that way I can get what's it
In the
called.
league, but he's solid.
Yeah, because he's able to block, and that's almost a lost art for a number of the tight ends in the league now because the most popular guys are almost what we call move tight ends, more like receivers, but those guys who can do it all, there's still a place for them in the NFL.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no? You just
Suffer.
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the combine, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that'll get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you've got the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March, where now now the free agents can start moving around to different teams. So your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there, free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone
you're not playing any games.
And then you have the OTAs and mini camps. You get to see them on the field for the first time, and we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins.
He's going to air one out, and incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up third down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt. Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play.
That's why you have the what?
But he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go.
You should get the Amprex too.
And 9.
I mean, if he was on the list, I just got number 1. I mean, everything that was number 1, that's what I got.
Here we go on 4th down with Carr. And the Broncos get there and take him down. DeMarcus Ware. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
Oh, Sarah. Oh, what do I want?
Until they stop me from doing something,
should I get the carry the crime and then make it so that way?
Bruce Irvin from that outside linebacker
I'm going
spot.
to
He's able to get in there for a loss of 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to extraction and then we can go and I can mess with your stuff.
Before the 2-minute signal.
Oh, fix. Look at it. You know.
Deep for Thomas. Officially a minute 54 to go in this first half. Back to Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to extraction.
And the offense looking to pick up the first down after the second down incompletion.
Now
the defense definitely showing blitz here. 3rd and long. It's Simeon. He's going to take another shot here. And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Oh, your Atarax?
Demarius Thomas, 48 yards. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
You called me over here for this shit, man.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
You'll be what?
Frank, you really called me over here for this shit?
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. A beautiful fake. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
He don't want to
the
talk
Raiders
to me, Reddy.
Now, they trot
Reddy, this
back
nigga don't
out.
want to talk to me,
Last
Reddy.
time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points.
I blanked out for a second. I was just thinking, I was like,
coaches, and they use the term complementary football. Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense.
And that's caught inside the 35. Carr and Crabtree hooking up for a big one there. 43 yards.
That was good coverage, but it was an even better catch. Great job by both of them, but only one of them ultimately was the winner coming down with the football.
Murray had the 1,000-yard season in 2015, followed that up with 788 last year. Now, also in the mix in Oakland, you had Washington, you had Richard. How do you see this backfield playing out going forward?
I think you'll see a similar combination going forward. I think that's one of the reasons that he dropped from a 1,000-yard runner to 788, because they had other options. They're able to bring in Washington, Richard. They can use different plays for those guys, a lot of versatility, and really upgrade their offense with an infusion of speed. But Latavius Murray, I think he'll still continue to be the lead guy out of that trio.
Here's Murray, and he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him.
Hey, by golf rules, I got 2nd place.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Cooper, the man in motion right.
But I got 113, he got 214, he got 101.
They're going to run it with Murray. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're able to pick up the conversion.
What? I can't hear you over the fan thing.
This is a question of who wants it more. Easy to get stuck behind all the big bodies, but you've got to find a space and fight forward for the first down.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
So what do you need?
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Shift together here from the D-line. Now Carr throwing on second down. Out to his left. Touchdown, Raiders.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. He's got it, and it's now 23-14.
Why is it saying?
Now Janikowski following the score. He'll boot this one away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And a nice return.
Hold on, turn off your share code real fast. I want to check my internet.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL.
No, it doesn't let me. It doesn't let me unless it is test connection.
Teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter
Too low.
3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Low.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as
yeah,
they'll have it first to begin
mine's
this
super
third
low.
quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation
so nice.
in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They run again.
I see that you have a nice background. Want to see mine?
After a gain of only a couple. David Emerson able to bring it down.
I can see the background.
You've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds and kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners, keep moving it, keep grinding clock.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a third and about 4 more for first. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On third down, Booker. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On first down, it's Simeon. Looking deep for Demarius. And that one falls incomplete.
This is my background.
Position there, but he couldn't hold on at its 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, 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 and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
No, check, Patriot, here we go, 3-19,
I have another one.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. It's caught at the 10. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 32 yards.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the first down, and you know where the sticks are.
That was luck.
That was luck. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
I don't know how he caught that shit,
yardage
but I
here.
take it.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
On 2nd down, here's Simeon. Screen play, Anderson. And the stop will come
I gotta go.
at the 4. Give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break.
No, my bedtime isn't for another 7 minutes.
Still, ended up with a solid game.
So 3rd and goal. The defense in the
my bedtime's not till 10, so yeah, I stay up longer than you guys.
Sacked at the 10. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
I know they're here.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Fine, then. Fine, at least I know that I can do wars and you guys can't.
A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it.
That's my only satisfaction.
They snap it to Simeon, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Virgil Green, beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Broncos
I have information. Right now, do you know the resource extractors?
Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion.
Oh, you don't?
As a former DB,
what
you
a
want to grab that ball
surprise.
when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I
You
thinking?
ain't gonna beat this
I know
fucking
what
game.
you're
What's
thinking.
wrong with you?
Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second.
You ain't battle
half.
rapping no
They
more,
trail
nigga.
offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half.
You got kicked out?
Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. But sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early. And
Sounds
try
like
and
someone's
create a big
making
play and give themselves some momentum.
See what
excuses.
they have up their sleeve.
Alright. No, not again.
Carl try it again on second down. He's going to go up top again.
He doesn't know where I live.
But it falls incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there.
What?
But that drop could
No.
really hurt their momentum.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out. Facing a 3rd and 10.
No.
Throwing his car on 3rd down.
I live
He's going to try
in a
and go
faraway
deep
place.
again. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with it?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
I'm about to buy some Jordan's Precept stuff. If you know what that is.
It's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field.
They don't call passing
After
the
the
face
INT, it's
mask,
Carr.
nothing.
He's going to take another shot here. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. After the interception, here's Simeon. He's going to go up top.
What was that noise?
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on it.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Cut the shit out of that, man.
Really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I
Another
did it,
good run
nigga.
there,
What you
and
mean
now
did
we're
I
seeing
see
an
it?
offense that's imposed its weight on a defense. When we talk about that
I ain't
all the
talking
time,
shit.
what does it really mean? It means that the guys on the offensive line, they think they can do whatever they want. They're in the huddle saying, run it again. Give us another chance to smack someone and create some space. On the defensive side of the ball,
he's getting angry.
not only have they imposed their will against you, you're almost powerless to figure out what you're doing there.
Where's the
bear? You got to keep your spirit up at the same time.
Where's the bear? Bear tranquilizer.
Emmanuel Sanders, 41 yards. And the Broncos
I gotta go.
add on to their lead.
We're gonna try to put the fan in the mic.
Bye.
So they're going to go for 2.
You know that's 21, right, Frank? It's about to be a 21.
They'll look to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good. Tough there. Good pass, hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
You know what that
and
is,
every
right,
receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
You want to
And to
continue
no
this?
one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Raiders.
Gonna come back and win
last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They go back to the air here after the INT. He's going to try and go deep again. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
So the D-line's going to spread out. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. He's going to let it go again. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. Third down.
What you say?
So a ways to go here on 3rd and 10.
Do I believe in myself? Do you believe in yourself, my nigga?
Here's Carr. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 30. Carr and Crabtree hooking up for a big one there. And even 50 yards. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, T.J. Ward. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter.
I don't know where you was throwing that to, because you weren't
Sports Authority Field in Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. To throw is Simeon, looking deep downfield. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Raiders will take possession. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Now Carr. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on third after that incompletion.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, and fourth down coming up.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Watch 85, ball.
Here comes the D swarming to the line.
Here we go. Blue 90. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
On second down, here's Simeon. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They overload him that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people would think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Virgil Green is tight end, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So awfully close that time, but his kick's going to come up short by about the length of the football.
Yeah, Brandon, he got a little help from the mile-high air, but that one just didn't quite get there.
Better on playing. She getting them off on the money.
They go play action here on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Latavius Murray, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And that'll bring up second down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
When defenses get to the quarterback
Frank, how old is
quickly,
young boy, Frank?
a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Now a play fake. Carr. Going for the deep ball. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Akeem Talib. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Denver getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Again, Anderson. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
Completes it to Norwood. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They get the first down.
Frank gonna come home. That little nigga gonna be in the draws and
cautious with that lead here. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sean Smith. Time for a break.
That nigga gonna be in his drawers on Frank game and
garbage time after this.
That nigga gonna snap the fuck out on Frank. It's my turn, bitch.
I'm trying to play a game if I really did.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. They have the big lead here late. They protected their home turf well, didn't they?
They certainly did, partner. And just think about how good that feels, because every team has a goal when they start the year to win at home. All right, and sometimes you don't win all of them, but they managed to get that done today. Just think about your routine stays the same. Everything's familiar. You feel right going into the game, and they translated that into a win.
They did indeed. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 32 yards.
Well, go ahead and throw the ball, man. You got the big lead. You got the clock on your side. Obviously, they don't care much about the feelings of the other team, do they?
Well, I was going to say, you better run to the locker room pretty quick after this one.
Well, right now, maybe. They're just looking at it from the fantasy perspective. More points for everyone if they win big.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to take another shot here. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
C.J. Anderson, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have gotten his feet down here, it would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one. Just
I got the games downloaded. It's a PS4. So.
I can play
Where you come from?
Yeah, man. Basin stills in the building, flash the camera. I'ma drop the hammer. Things done changed the hip-hop, sizzle and Bobby out the slammer. Hip-hop start on the East Coast and then move west down to Bama. I'ma bring it back to New York. Hold on, and throw your hands up. Pass me a cup of the club with the juice in the bend out. Then I'ma slide with it to my body and head up to my penthouse. Oh, I'm not trying to take it slow. Working hard, cake and dough. Open up 24. We striving for that goal. I'll stop and nothing. I will play this game that's so easily started. Not so easily parted. Oh, giant
Yo, I'm not gonna know what they think I'll be on this job,
This is getting rid of Tokyo. Seem like milk and Oreos. Dipped inside the audio. Platinum plaques in my portfolio. My lines are honest. They blow your mind like you can do what you wanna do. Whether group or solo. Boston cold with a bowl of chili. Summer cheesesteak on the roll in Philly. I'm a patriot, don't do a hatred. If you make that beef, I'll smack you salad. Back on up on this. Before you with this, you better walk jumping off the building up. Yes, oh, got the heat up the show. Face up the thermometer. I'm gonna take full control. Hey, Paul, let him know.
Frank said 2, but I guess he was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like, he got Raekwon. Raekwon is a fourth child, and now Young Boy. Yeah, they getting a nice check, too.
He did get a nice shit.
Yeah, because then my baby mom had her cousin as a fourth child. He was getting $600 at the end of the month. And she was like 17, 18. So they younger than her. The younger the kid, the more money you get.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Giants going up against the Broncos. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New York Giants and the Denver Broncos.
Fucking Keith, his brother, Bill, I do that shit, man.
They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. Here's the former 7th-round pick, Rashad Jennings. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. They go play action for Jennings. Now Manning. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
I love watching T.J. Ward play. Whether it's covering into deep zones or blitzing, this man makes plays.
Now a play fake. Manning, and complete to Lewis over the middle. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath it. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They come out here in the eye. Now a carry, it's C.J. Anderson. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The offense on your screen now, and our first look at C.J. Anderson.
And what a look it's going to be. Making a name for himself rapidly, running the football.
Handoff comes to Anderson. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with 3rd and just a couple.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved him and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Let's go!
Here's Anderson. Oh, look at the juke. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now let's go!
They'll try the air now with Simeon. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. And New York set to take the field.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And that's the kind of pass that adds up over time, Brandon. You may not have picked up a first down there, but if you keep chipping away at it, eventually big plays may result.
Now a first carry here for Shane Vereen. Fighting through. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
Back to the air on second down. It's Manning. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, the great coach has said football is really a simple game. Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one, hitting the quarterback and forcing him into an incompletion.
Throwing is Manning on third down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll go for it. It's Manning. And this one hauled in by Will Tye. The Giants go on fourth, but come up empty. And the Broncos will take over on downs. And Denver getting set to take the field. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They go back to the air here after the INT. Screen play, Anderson. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
You know the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage. On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
All right, now, look at 56.
3rd and 2, Simeon. Looking deep for Demarius. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
They didn't have a ton of yards to pick up on that 3rd down, but there was no way they were playing that one safe. They decided to take that one downtown. They must have felt that they had a big play that was waiting for them. Unfortunately, it was incomplete.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Running for it. Here's Anderson. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Manning now to throw. And now the ball comes out. Manning lost it.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time. All right, I'm doing my rudimentary math here. That's his third catch here in the first quarter. I don't know if it's just game plan or he's just finding his way open.
And maybe a little of both.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
Again, it's Manning. That's caught at the 1. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Will tie a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So the Broncos coming out now. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 4 to start things out. They'll come out in the pistol. Simeon. Norwood's got it complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. That time they hit him out of the slot on the drag.
And that route takes some fortitude from the guy running it because he knows he's going through the briar patch, as I like to call it, right? He's trying to work his way through all that traffic and people wanting to put a little contact on it. Really well done.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. 3rd and long. It's Simeon. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35. And New York set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way.
Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Odell Beckham, 63 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here for 6 points. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Eli's going to throw. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the one. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the two-point attempt is turned aside. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the inline. So it'll come out to the 25. And coming out now, the Broncos.
No. Check. Patriot.
Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Watching now, Barney.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Simeon now to throw. A dump off to Anderson. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
They'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain Night, and it's a good one. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Couple of Broncos there in on the tackle.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. Here we go on 4th down with Manning. It's caught. Shepard. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. 1:57 to go in this first half. Back to Denver right after this. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They go play action here on first down. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Denver getting set to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I was
going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
All right, now, look at 56.
They give it to Anderson. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there, definitely not his best. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Manning now on 1st down. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. There he goes left side. And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. The pass receiver turned into a runner, then he turned into a fumbler, and it goes the other way for 6.
I love your description. Although for the offense, they're not too happy about it. But for the defense, what a big-time play for them. Never give up on anything. Sometimes you create your own points.
But the receiver, hard to fault him. He's just going for extra yards.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do, but you have to take care of the football.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And this is back to a 5-point game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And New York set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. After the interception, here's Simeon. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Virgil Green in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Broncos have taken the lead.
Well, someone has a sense of the dramatic here, don't they? Scoring this late in the half to take the lead going into the locker room.
Now they just don't want to misstep misfortune on the next kickoff because there's still a little bit of time left on that clock.
Yeah, you do have to bring that up, don't you? In the NFL, every play is critical. And if you give up something cheap there, all that advantage they just gained goes right out the window.
New York set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Olivier Vernon brings him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Drops it underneath for Booker. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone. Over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now,
oh my God,
with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They robbed me on that. They robbed me on that.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Caught left side. It's Beckham. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sylvester Williams with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Throwing is Manning. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
And the offense moving quickly to the line. To throw, it's Manning. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun.
Yo, what is my man
doing?
doing?
Now.
Yo, they gave you that,
Touchdown, Giants.
They gave you
Rashad
that.
Jennings, 44 yards. And the Giants are going to jump back in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
That was just crazy. I never had that happen.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
It was like everybody didn't want to touch them or something. Like, what the fuck?
And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On first down, Simeon. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. On 2nd and 10, Simeon. He's got time in the pocket. On the move to his left. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
Going to give him 12 yards and a first down.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Going to try a deep ball for Norwood. And they went big on first down. Proves unfruitful.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. That incompletion, Charles, gives me a chance to put you on the clock real quick. NFC teams last year that did not make the playoffs that might make a push this coming year.
Well, 3 that come to mind right away that we thought were going to be in 2016. Minnesota, remember the start they got off to before that didn't work out so well for them. Arizona, we thought they were a lock to be in the playoffs. In fact, many of us called them Super Bowl contenders. And Carolina, the defending NFC champs going into last season, they didn't make it. So I think that all 3 could return to former glory. I'm going to give you one way off the pace here. You ready?
Let's go.
The Los Angeles Rams.
Ooh.
They get the young quarterback going, and that defense continues to live up to expectations. They can make a real strong push in the West.
They've got the D. You're right. They just need the O. This is Jennings. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And they're going to speed things up here.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Jennings And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They fake the handoff. Now Manning under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This one from 46 yards out. And Gold is able to put it through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense.
And he can't get away from the pressure the Giants get there. Olivier Vernon in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. It's Simeon. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this is recovered in the end zone by the defense. My goodness, what a late turn of events here. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And the kicker commits the kicker's cardinal sin. He kicks it out of bounds. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Simeon. Wide open receiver complete. 15 yards through the air and a first down. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Another pistol look here. Now it's Simeon. He's going to look deep down the field. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. In the backfield is Anderson.
Here we go. Green, 39, Leopard.
The wide receiver moving to a new spot. 2nd and 10, Simeon again. He's going to go up top again. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Throwing on third down, Simeon. He's going to try and go deep again. And my goodness, another interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And they get 10 yards there and convert on third. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Throwing on first down is Manning. Out on the right, this is Cruz. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. They go play action for Jennings. Now Manning. Time for a break. And that's off the mark, incomplete. We're back to finish this one off after this. On play action. Now Manning. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw, Simeon. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Manning to Beckham, a big play there. And even 60 yards. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Here's Jennings on the toss. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long.
Time to tighten up the seatbelt just a little bit, partner, because that was a safety that crashed in there and made that play behind the line of scrimmage. How about that pursuit?
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up first and goal. And now they're in the hurry-up. Manning looking to throw it. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Were you as surprised as I was that they actually ran it on second down there? I thought that they would go ahead and throw it in every situation here.
They've thrown for 3 touchdown passes. Now here, I think they probably go back to the air.
Yeah, I think so, but ordinarily, second down is when you run your play fake, your play action, show run, and throw the ball. Now they brought up third down and left to throw it anyway. After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Manning. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Will Tye, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Giants are able to grow their lead.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Back to the air, Simeon on 2nd down. Norwood's got it, complete. And he is down deep into Giant territory. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly